I have low porosity hair. Is on top of the powder, we're gonna do another layer of blush.
Such a vlogger.
Okay, I've got water boiling in the pot, and what I'm gonna do is add in a whole chicken. Okay, so the next part of our winter glow up is, drumroll please. Here you have to go to a doctor to get the 2%, whereas it's available at the French pharmacy in Europe. Oh my God, yes. If you create the right environment externally for yourself, your inner environment is going to have to catch up, or it doesn't. It's like one or the other. I want like events and retreats and like very luxe experiences, luxe founder dinners. Our time in Colorado is coming to an end. We're gonna be a little DIY girly. Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome to another vlog, another week here with me. Thank you for being here. It has been a minute since we vlogged. Actually did end up vlogging in December. I had the flu for like a solid 14 days, and it was just like the worst flu I've ever had in my life, casually. That's just like the clear stance. Like I just did not feel like talking. I felt like I had nothing to say. And so I kept just trying to honor that I had nothing to say. Today is Friday. It is Venus Viernes. I have kind of like, we have to get our car serviced at the BMW location in Denver, oil change and all that. And there's a really nice shopping mall by there. So Zach is going to drop me off there while the car is being serviced, and he's just gonna do some work from the BMW location. And then my sister is flying in tomorrow. I am over the moon. My sister is my best friend, and I only have one sister, so it just feels very special. I got a haircut, guys, and I love it. It's my whole identity. It's my whole personality. Okay, so this vlog is mostly going to be about how to fight the winter scaries and just start feeling really beautiful and good in our body and in our beauty. Because the winters are very harsh here in Colorado. Although I'll say this winter has not been bad so far. It's been quite sunny. We haven't really had any snow, which people in Colorado literally live here for the snow because of like skiing and snowboarding, but I don't do winter sports. So for me, I'm like, I'm fine. Oh my God, there's so much I want to tell you guys. If you like a lot of layers and a lot of body, like this is obviously slept in, so it doesn't look good. We're going to style it in a sec. Here is the picture that I asked for reference, and I ended up going to a new stylist, which I'm very happy about. So I ended up dyeing my hair pitch black, which love. Then I was still like, I think just from all of how chemically treated my hair had been from a balayage and then dyeing it pitch black like a couple weeks later, my hair was just so dry. And Colorado is extremely dry for your skin, for your hair. So I've been really just like focusing on moisture and how to have really beautiful hair in a super dry climate. So on New Year's Eve, I got a haircut. And when it's fully styled, it looks bomb. Also, in my hair experiment, I realized that I have low porosity hair. Do you guys know what this means? So basically, you can get a glass of water, get a hair strand, and if your hair stays floating at the top, you have low porosity hair. Your hair is not absorbing the moisture. If it sinks to the bottom, you have high porosity hair. If it's like stays in the middle of the glass, I think it's like average or something like that. And basically what was happening was I was like, it is so dry in Colorado. So I was adding like oil and hair masks and all the things. And then it was just like my hair was constantly greasy. It was like I washed it and it's still greasy. Like, what the fuck is going on? So this has been an absolute game changer for me. I was doing research on low porosity hair, and I found out that it basically means that your hair strand, I don't know if it's follicle, no, let's just say the hair strand, it stays completely closed. And then when you add products on top of it, the products just stay on top of the hair. As opposed to someone who has like high porosity hair, the hair strands or follicles, I don't know what the right word is, are like opened like this. So when you add product, your hair actually absorbs it and takes in the nutrients and, shines from the inside out. So I was realizing the product is just sitting on top of my hair and nothing is actually penetrating. It's not doing anything. Rule of thumb is you can't use anything that isn't squirtable. So for example, if you're going to do a leave-in conditioner, like I had that Amico one that was super thick and I love the smell of it, but it just made my hair feel so fucking greasy. And I was like, well, I guess it's the cost of like nutrients for your hair. No. Nizoral for dandruff. It's an anti-dandruff shampoo. It has 1% ketoconazole, which by the way, in Europe, they have a 2% one, and that like cleaned the dandruff right up. I was having like a scalp thing when I was living in Europe, and yeah, the 2% is not available over the counter here. You have to go to a doctor to get the 2%, whereas it's available at the French pharmacy in Europe. I will say it's extremely drying, so if you're going to use it, only keep it to your scalp. When I'm not using that, I'm using Inner Sense Pure Harmony Hair Bath, which I'd already had this, but the thing is about me is that I really like to experiment. So I have like all different types of shampoos and conditioners. That might have been contributing to my hair issue, but a totally clean product. It's a very lightweight. I love it. Then for the conditioner, it's Color Radiance Daily Conditioner, which by the way, like I said, this is very drying. So you want a good conditioner. So in between washes, I have a spray bottle just filled with water and I wet my hair. Okay. Then I spray it with a leave-in conditioner and it totally refreshes my hair. This has been part of the huge game changer. When my hair is wet, I'm using Inner Sense Sweet Spirit leave-in conditioner. So again, instead of like a tub of cream, you just spray it all over your ends while your hair is wet. Use the Olaplex just a little bit at the ends. I mean, do I necessarily need to repurchase this? Probably not, but because I have it, I'm just going to use it. I was noticing I was having a lot of breakage from, I don't know if it's from chemical treatments, like, bleaching my hair, whatever, dyeing it, or if it's the breakage from how dry it is. But I was just noticing like here, and I've always had this where it's like my hair is very thick. I have a lot of hair, but like around my frame, like it's just, I feel like this could be filled in a little bit. So I've been using Bondi Boost HG Pro-Capil Scalp Tonic. First of all, this smells delicious. Number one. Second of all, I've never used anything Bondi Boost, but it's Australian. I believe it's clean. Like most Australian products are very good. It smells fucking fantastic. I love it. I just put this right here so you can see some of my breakage, which I never really had breakage before. So that's why I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I put this right down the middle, down my part, and then I just add it here to my edges. I use this every single day. It does not add any grease, oil. Another thing is, okay, I just feel like I'm like rambling about my hair, but I just want to help anyone who is in a position like me. So another thing is, you guys have heard me complain about having bangs, okay? Because it's like having bangs, like if I try to style it, this like part would stand up because I have a widow's peak here. So I was telling my stylist, I was like, yeah, like, the widow's peak, da da da. And she like blew my mind. She was like, okay, so what you're doing wrong is that you are trying to split the widow's peak. And when you do that, the hair is going to stand because you're not supposed to split your widow's peak. She was like, just go a little off center. If your widow's peak is here, just make your part a little bit to the left of it. It's still going to look like your hair is down the middle, but it's not splitting the widow's peak. Game changer. And it was like a lesson on life because it was kind of like you're trying to do an uphill battle. You're trying to resist the nature of your hair. Just move a little to the left. You'll get the same fucking result. Okay, we're in my husband's bathroom, which yes, we have separate bathrooms, separate closets. Like I have my own studio over there with my bathroom and my closet. And then we sleep together here in the main primary room. I think it's a hack. Like if you have the means, I always recommend having a separate bathroom from your partner. But I'm in here because it's just brighter. Basically, we're refreshing my hair. I'm gonna give myself a light blowout. Also, I'm not sure how this is happening, but some of that blonde that I had before, or like whatever auburn, is peeking out when my hair's supposed to be pitch black. So I don't know if it's just time to dye it again. I've been gone for 4.5 hours. I was at the mall. I did some shopping for my friend's birthday. I tried on a lot of like clothes that I had been kind of in my online cart. But all the things I wanted require a short size, and I just have to buy that online. But it was good to at least just try on to see what the fit was like. Okay, so continuing the getting rid of the winter scaries and uglies and really taking care of ourselves, what I'm doing is, one thing that I noticed is that like I have long lashes. I use a lash serum. I've used the same lash serum for 5 years, 5 or 6, yeah, 6 years actually. It's the Grande Lash MD. I tell everybody about it. It works. Still, like, I'm not wearing mascara and they're long as fuck. Just like how you can get breakage in your hair, you can get breakage in your lashes. So I need something moisturizing for my lashes. And I've been using Vaseline, but I don't like love using Vaseline so close to my eyes. And also I saw a creator talk about how she uses castor oil on her eyebrows and how it makes her eyebrows go super thick. So I was like, great, I'm gonna buy these empty mascara bottles and I am going to add castor oil and jojoba oil. And that way, instead of doing Vaseline, I can run my lashes with this and put it on my eyebrows so I can have thicker eyebrows. So we're gonna be a little DIY girly. I mean, this has gotta be easy. I got these little tubes from Amazon, so we're gonna go like this. Okay, it's working. Oh my God, yes. And I'm also realizing that these come in dark bottles, which means that it probably needs to be in a dark bottle, you know? Whereas these are clear bottles. So I'm gonna just be very diligent to keep it out of like the sun and out of the light. First thing in the morning, first thing at night. Oh God, okay, so it is very, a little's gonna go a long way. Oh wow, yeah. It's like, not as clumpy as the Vaseline, but oh yeah, it's like really wet. Okay, learning curve. Oh wow, it's definitely in my eye. Okay, it's almost like when you get out of the shower and your lashes are dripping, but imagine it's oil. This eye's blurring up now, so I'm gonna take my contact out. Hi guys, welcome to Saturday morning. My sister was supposed to fly in today and then she missed her flight, bless her heart. So she'll be arriving at 8 p.m. tonight instead of 10 a.m. But that's okay because Lord knows I needed a little bit more time to myself. Yeah, my grandpa's not doing well and it's really sad. So that's taken up a lot of emotional space for me. But yeah, just surrendering. It's like completely like gooped. Okay, yeah, that's fine. You just have to really clean it off. Now let me do my lashes. I've just been journaling and writing out some of my vision. Like I haven't really done any like 2026 like vision boarding. I think I've been very like attuned to As Within, the new brand that I've launched. I have really big dreams for it. I have a huge vision for it. Like I want it to be something like I want like events and retreats and
like very luxe experiences, luxe founder dinners, like luxe creative meetups, like very limited, like just, yeah. So I have dreams for it. I've got visions for it, but I feel like a lot of my like vision has gone into that. And I need to just sort of like open up what are, because the thing I prepare for my sabotage, right? Like, how can I anticipate that so that I don't spiral out of the timeline and instead say, okay, sabotage is coming up. We've already decided when sabotage happens, here's what I can lean on. Really understanding that the transformation, like to achieve the goal, is less about the to-dos and more about the identity, because the identity will naturally lead you into the strategy, into the actions or non-actions of getting that goal. Does that make sense? Like a product line within as within, like cute mugs, a journal. I have like a formula of questions that I ask myself almost daily that just help me realign with the desire that I have, or help me discover the desire that I have. The visual that I always have is like I would need to get every cell in my body in coherence with the vision, right? Every cell in my body needs to be like in the same direction as my vision. If I'm like just writing a big old vision on my vision board or in my journal, but my body is not actually facing that direction and moving in that direction, then there's literally no point. It's not going to happen. So that's why I love tools like hypnosis. That's why I love tools like my journaling prompts, because instead of like being in reaction to your day, instead of waking up and just being like, I'm going to scroll, which I do it too, but it's like doom scroll, or instantly have to look at client messages or what's going, solving problems for people, whatever it is. It's like, first come into yourself, get your cells on board for the vision. So at least you're like orienting in that direction, because the truth is, or at least my perception of the truth, is that from years and years and years of creating customized hypnotic tracks, helping people reach these like incredible goals energetically and materially, I've noticed that as soon as you set an intention, all the reasons how you're not that thing, why you won't get that thing, will come and distract you. Like, be prepared for distraction when you set the intention, when you set the vision, because that's how, whether you believe there's like darker forces trying to prevent you from doing your life's work, or whether you believe it's your unconscious mind that's trying to protect you through sabotage spirals, whatever language you want to use, it happens, right? Like, when you set the goal for walking 3 hours every single day, you're going to get the coldest weather. You're going to get snow on the ground. You're going to get cramps. You're going to get shitty days that make you want to just stay home and lay on the couch all day, right? Like, that's part of it. That's part of the mountain. That's the mountain that you're calling it. I don't know how I got on this tangent, but long story short is I've been very focused on as within, and what I'm getting to do now is really like understanding, because I spent a lot of December, which is why I didn't come on here, which is also my 12th house. So it was very like inner focus, just understanding what as within is and isn't. How is it different from Natalie Granja? How is it the same? Where do I not need to reinvent the wheel, but where does it need to be different, right? Like all those things. Now I'm focusing on myself. Like, who do I get to become to hold it, to steward it, to call in more, to have the capacity, the vessel.
Move, you guys. I used to whiten my teeth a lot in high school. I had Invisalign in high school, which that's another thing I need to do, is get Invisalign again, because I stopped wearing my retainers like outside of high school, and my teeth shifted a little bit. Not as bad as they used to be, but they shifted. So teeth whitening. I swear, I'm gonna show you guys the box in a second, by Crest 3D whitening strips. Here's what's funny, and here's where like I love the contradictions of being human. I don't use toothbrush that has fluoride. Okay, I try to keep things as clean as possible. I'm not perfect at it, but I just try to keep everything real clean, fluoride free. Yet once a year, I'm going to use whitening strips that have like hella fluoride. So judge me if you want. I don't care. So there's that. I do them like 3 times a year in high school. My teeth were like was super white that it lasted years. So that's another way that we're going to get beautified and fight the winter scaries. Because truly, like, if you feel good in your body, you're just gonna show up differently. You're gonna show up differently in wanting to dress up or wanting to leave the house or wanting to create content. And of course, we're just talking about like superficial things, you know, in this video, but they work. So when I like as within, so without, like who you're being on the inside is going to reflect on the outside, but there is a way in which you can dress up the outside to help activate some of the momentum internally. Going from the outside in isn't necessarily the transformation. Yeah, if you create the right environment externally for yourself, your inner environment is going to have to catch up or it doesn't. It's like one or the other. These are the ones. 3D, Crest 3D Whitening Strips, Professional Effects. Levels 19 whiter in 22 days. This before, it's very, very easy. This one takes 60 minutes. Wait, use one treatment once a day for 45 minutes for 20 days. Use bonus strips after pack is complete for 60 minutes once a day to boost your results. Okay, so it's only 45 minutes. Do that for 45 minutes. In the meantime, I have so much I feel like I need to do. I got my groceries delivered. I could clean out the fridge a little bit. Oh, today is Zach and I's 9-year anniversary, by the way. 9 years of the first night we met. So we're going to dinner with some friends. Michelin star restaurant, which is so exciting because I have a bucket list. Like everything's not quite dirty, but a little, like little corners of messy. And I'm just like, ugh. Okay, I'm just doing my makeup because let's see, what time is it? It's 2 p.m. Our dinner reservation is at 5:12, which is a very early dinner, but I'm so glad it worked out that way. My friend made the rezo. And yeah, I'm glad it worked out that way because now, like, I can enjoy dinner, hang out, do whatever, no rush, and then go to the airport to pick up my sister. Yeah, if it was like at a traditional dinner hour, which would usually be like if we're going out to dinner like 7:30, and then I would have to cancel. So anyway, everything works out. Even if you can't see how it's working out, this too is of the light, you know, for whatever reason. My sister had to miss her flight, and I'm sure there's a bigger and better reason and lessons that she learned along the way. Okay, what I wanted to share is actually a little blush hack. I was telling my sister, who her makeup is always snatched, and I feel like for years my makeup was very snatched too, but then for some reason I was telling her, I was like, I feel like when I wear blush, it just looks like I have rosacea. It just looks like, I don't know, like right now I just put on one layer of blush and I'm like, I would usually leave it like this and it just isn't giving. It looks blotchy or makes my skin look blotchy, and I've tried all the blushes, whatever, it's the right color. And then she told me this hack and it's absolutely the solution. It totally works. So just right now, I was just doing my usual, just first layer of blush. I have foundation on, I have concealer on. Okay. The secret is to get a loose powder. So I use the Morphe Bacon set in the color translucent. And the reason I was also averse to doing powders because I'm like, I love dewy skin. So if I add powder, it's just gonna make me look matte. But it doesn't. It just works. And go over the blush. Basically, you're just setting your face with the powder. Technically, you could stop there if you wanted. This just kind of gives you a very like, my sister describes it as like, it looks like the blush is coming from within your skin as opposed to on top of your skin. Doesn't look bad at all. Okay? But what we're actually gonna do now is on top of the powder, we're gonna do another layer of blush. And I promise you, it's not too much. So, I hope the camera is like picking it up well. Okay, like that eats so much more than the way that I was doing it. Use this highlighter, which is by ColourPop in the color Flexitarian. It's shattered, but it's still fine. A little goes a long way, that's all. I'm just gonna do the tip of my nose.
Down the bridge. Okay, vibes. Like a little bit. To do more, I would use this Westman Atelier in the color Lit. It's a lit up highlight stick. It's a white highlight stick. You can see my makeup though. That makes it look a little tan. And you could just go and add a little bit like this for more dew. Set this with a setting spray. Tired, my eyes look a little sad. So I'm gonna actually add some mascara. Probably rim my eyes with some liner, and I'll show you the finished look. Okay, so for mascara, actually, I'm still like trying to find a good mascara. I'm trialing different ones. I don't use them often, but when I do, I want to have a go-to one. I just trialed a Lancome one. I think it was Hypnose by Lancome, and it was terrible. It was so flaky, so dry. No.
OnlyFans.
You started an OnlyFans?
I just started an OnlyFans.
Are your feet on there?
A very lackadaisical Saturday. I spent a lot of time reading, just been tending to myself. Zach is finally back. And again, he's still doing car things. He's like cleaning up the rims. It's like a whole project. Yeah. I love that my hair and makeup are done because that way I can do everything else I need to do and just get dressed and leave, as opposed to like be rushing to put my mascara or like my makeup on and all that stuff.
Wait, hold on. It literally just flipped on you. I'm so shocked right now. Such a vlogger. We're like so cool.
Seamlessly pull up my other camera.
Nonchalant. So what's up, guys? Such a vlogger. We're like so cool.
Seamlessly pull up my other camera.
Nonchalant. So what's up, guys?
That thing is
Tell me
crazy.
your darkness.
That thing like
Let's go. This is so cool.
Oh my
I
God.
love it. Can I hold it?
Yeah, let me just put it on me for a second. Pisces rising. Oh my god, my hair looks short. Should I cut my hair again or no?
I think it's good the way it is.
Zach hates my like when I have a bob. There we go. And there we go.
What's Agachito doing today?
I don't know.
Oh, you guys don't text?
He does text. Like, whenever I call him, I'm like, yo, what's up? He's like, hello? And then he's like, what do you want? And
Okay, I'm just saying what's up. Just checking in. He's not.
He doesn't believe in check-ins.
What does he believe in?
your mama.
Dang. He believe in curl.
I believe my mama. I believe my mama too.
Let me get this. This is one thing of, what is this? 1 pint of heavy whipping cream with cinnamon and honey. And we're gonna make, oh, and Maldon salt. And we're gonna make honey butter. Do we still have a Christmas tree in the background? Yes, because it's Colorado and we need the vibes to keep us warm through the winter. Is Zach watching football on a secondary TV? Yes, because my sister and I were trying to watch Traders. Okay? Overindulgence, whatever, we're making butter. And yes, is there a martini glass there with an amazing savory martini? Yes. What do you want? I didn't drink, yeah. But that's okay. I'm drinking my water. So how long do we need to shake for?
Usually I shake it for 5 minutes. And it's cool because you can see it go from liquid to whipped cream to butter. Oh wow. In our PJs.
In our PJs, Megan. You better, Megan. Hi guys, welcome back. So since the last time you saw me, I ended up getting like violently ill with my tummy. We don't need to get into that. It's like I felt like I had just come out of like recovering from a 2-week illness, and then I had some purging I needed to do some more, which is just crazy because it's like I never, ever, ever get sick. So to have something so back to back was wild. Now that I'm actually able to like hold down food, I am trying to get as much nutrients as possible. So I'm just making a quick chicken soup. Part of beating the winter blues and part of having a little winter glow up is also what we consume to make ourselves feel strong and healthy and delicious so we can radiate from the inside out. Okay, I've got water boiling in the pot, and what I'm gonna do is add in a whole chicken. I make chicken soup a lot, and there's different ways of doing it depending on how much time you have. It could be as simple as getting a rotisserie chicken, peeling it, adding it to, some bone broth with some vegetables. Today, I really want the nutrients of the bone and the collagen, so we're doing the whole chicken. While I was sick, I basically detoxed my entire body and was on an unintentional water fast. So I'm very excited to get some nutrients in because I feel like I've been having some like brain fog, honestly. Okay, now I'm just going to cut up some onion and have it just be chicken and onion for now, and then we'll add in the vegetables once we peel the chicken. I have a red onion. Interestingly enough, I never use red onion. I always use white onion or yellow onion, but my mom was like, Natalie, you need to use red onion. Like, she said it's healthier for me, so I don't know. You've never cooked a whole chicken before, or like if you've cooked bone-in beef and stuff like that, you'll see that there's schmutz that happens at the top of the water. You want to just discard that so you feel like you've gotten all the schmutz off. Although I've got a little more here. I'm going to add in onion, salt, and garlic. Now, my mom would be like, Natalie, you're supposed to use whole garlic. But I'm sorry, I love minced garlic and it's just easier. I'm gonna let this cook for another 45 minutes. It's probably been about 15. Okay, so the chicken has been cooking for nearly an hour. The broth is tasting delicious. I'm still letting it cook with the whole chicken in there. We haven't peeled it yet. But the next thing we're gonna do, and here's my little hack. I mean, to me, this is like the easiest way to chop vegetables. Celery. So I'm just going to go ahead and use all of that. Then I also have some parsley. All in the food processor. Beautiful. Look at that. So simple. I just saved so much time. Okay, so I'm going to let the chicken continue cooking. Really, like the longer the better. Once the chicken starts coming off the bone, that's when you would actually want to take it out, debone it, put it back in the soup. The only reason that I'm kind of timing it by the hour type of thing is just because we're hungry and we want to eat. But honestly, the longer the better. It's just like cooking a chuck beef. Like if you could cook it for 4 or 5 hours or even longer, it's going to tenderize so deliciously. But if you must rush, you could do an hour, But yeah, the broth is tasting amazing. It just makes such a huge difference. Like I said, this more like labor of love, but you're getting more collagen, you're getting more flavor from the bone. I forgot that my husband wanted me to add some wild rice, so I added some organic wild rice into the soup. I probably did about 1/4 cup. And by the way, this whole time I have been adding salt, pepper, cumin. I added achote, which is in English anato. Okay, the chicken has been cooking for probably another 30, 35 minutes. Like I am serious about getting this delicious. I've deboned a majority of the chicken and now it's in the food processor. I'm gonna blend it, put it back in the soup. Literally perfect. Okay, the very last thing we're gonna do, this is just because I'm being extra, is that we get some lemon juice, get some of the broth from the soup, and we're gonna crack an egg. And we're just gonna spin it. The reason we do the broth is so that if we were to just put the egg in the soup, it would scramble because of how hot it is. But here, a delicious, creamy texture and flavor to the soup. Okay, you guys, final taste test. This is the gold. What the deliciousness is looking like. Look at that gold color. Does that not just look amazing? That's pretty amazing, right?
Spot on.
Wow. Just cooking it with the chicken or with the bone in makes such a huge difference in the flavor. It has like a special oil. That collagen is just amazing. And the trick with the lemon and the egg also just adds like a creamy, I don't want to say tangy, but like fresh and zesty flavor. Wow. Okay, so the next part of our winter glow up is, drum roll please, I have seen this all over TikTok. Use beard dye to dye your eyebrows. My brow hair is not that dark. It's very random. So I have thought about like, what if I just dyed my eyebrows just like a brow tint, which I've never done a brow tint before. I'm just taking off my makeup. I've never done a brow tint before anyway. So let me just, you know, it's not like I have anything to compare it to. And maybe just in my head they're not dark, but to me they're not that dark, especially compared to like how black my hair is. Either this is gonna go really well or this is going to suck. All right, so I got this in the color Real Black. There was another shade darker, but I figured that would be too black. Very simple. You just do a dab of the color base and then a dab of the color developer. I've never even dyed my hair at home before, so why I think I could do this to my eyebrows is crazy. Like that. And then I'm just gonna use the back of my brush to mix it in. This doesn't look very dark at all. I mean, it's not dark, it's like caramel. So shouldn't it be like black? They say to get like a little brow brush like this and then put it on your brows the way you would your makeup. So here we go. Okay. This is of course just something you do at midnight, you know what I mean? Like, do I keep adding more? Do I do the whole thing? Like, I'm so confused. Now, some people say leave it on for 5 minutes. Other people say leave it on for 3 minutes. Some people say do it for 10 minutes. So I don't know. Okay, I'm starting to get a little scared because this is like, is it like looking blue? I can't tell. Shit, what time did I say? 11:10. So it's been 2 minutes. Okay, and then I heard what you're supposed to do is take off this part before the rest because you don't want it to be blocky. It's been 2 minutes. I think I'm gonna give it another minute before I take off this portion here. It's like blue. Oh no. One more minute and it'll be a total of 5 minutes since I put them on at all. I'm taking this off. I'm taking it all off. It's been exactly 5 minutes. Oh. Wait. Wait. Oh my god, that looks so good. Wait. Yeah, I literally just took it off.
I can't turn the
Oh my god. Hello, my beautiful friends. Today is the last day of the vlog. It feels like it has been a really nice little moment of taking control of my life. Not that it was out of control, but I really think when I like reflect on the beautification process that we've been going through, although it seems superficial, these are the things that actually make a huge difference in your life. For example, I'm in the basement right now. I have a walking pad. So my goal is to walk briskly for an hour and a half because that equals about 10K steps. And I know that that movement, that consistent, almost daily movement of trying to get 10K steps is making my body stronger, making my vessel stronger, giving me more capacity to receive and to hold. And I don't have to tell you guys this. You know, when you feel good in your body, you are like so expressed from the inside out. And whatever that looks like for you, everyone has a different threshold of what it means to feel good in their body. And for me, that does require movement. It's not something I've been consistent about in my life. But it's an identity that I'm really actively growing. I don't ever want to feel resentful with the fact that I have to work out. The identity that I'm really trying to grow is like, wow, I get to move my body. What a privilege it is to move my body. And it feels so good to do so. Like I don't have to think about, I want to detach it from being mood based. It's the same way where like I grew up not really drinking a lot of water. Like in my culture, you don't really drink water, you drink like juice. And so I had to learn to start drinking water, basically. And like, and what I did was I got all the pretty water bottles and I made sure it was like aesthetically pleasing, right? Like I kind of worked my way from the outside in. And then my inner world was like, oh, I'm just someone who drinks water. Like, it's not a matter if you're in the mood for drinking water. Like, you just have to drink it, you know? And so that's what I'm trying to grow with my internal identity as it relates to movement and working out. You know, in life, we are always going to have circumstances and experiences that are out of our control, right? Politics, terrible things that are happening on this planet, economy, all the things that are just, we're constantly fed and therefore people are being controlled. And so I really try to make the effort of being the cause of my life and controlling what I can control. So for example, our time in Colorado is coming to an end. Thank God. Not personal to Colorado, but we've just been here for too long. And we've had certain circumstances with my husband's work that's kept us here longer than we wanted. The point is like everyone has a thing. The lack of clients coming in, or maybe you're having a rough patch in your marriage, or there's family stuff going on, or you're feeling totally overwhelmed with what's happening politically, all the things. These are all external circumstances, and it's important to learn to not be reactionary to that, or else you're living in an entire timeline that's based out of other people determining who you are. It's like, don't let the external forces tell you who you are. Decide who you are from as within, right? As within, so without. And these little things like beautification and eating well and whatever, it might seem trivial, it might seem small, but it's actually these small decisions that we do for ourselves that control the inner narrative of who we're being. That if I feel strong and good and healthy in my body, it shines from the inside out. I feel better expressed. I feel more visible. I feel more fluid. And that's what's best for me. That's what's best for my work. That's what's best for the impact that I have on this planet. So if I can leave you with one thing today, it's what is in your control that you can shift in your life. whether it's a beautification process or it's drinking more water or moving your body, or where are you feeling out of control, and notice who has that control over you. Where have you given your power away? Where are you leaking energy? And take it back. That's all. Okay, that's all I've got for you today. I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Thank you for hanging out with me, and we'll see you soon.